Hi and welcome everyone. I hope you can all hear me now because there's a lot of sound around me. So just let me know if you can hear me well because I'm now using my earphones again. So welcome in Brussels. Oh, I can see it. Oh, you can see and hear me. Okay, that's really good. So I want to welcome you. I want to welcome you today in the beautiful city of Brussels, where there's a lot of music on the streets, where a lot of people are outside because finally, after the whole day, it was over 30 degrees and now it's finally under 30 again. So people are coming out to enjoy the last part of the day. So it's officially now time to start this tour, where I'm standing here next to, and some of you are maybe recognizing this already, who is just behind me here. Uh, does one of you know who do we see over here on a horse and a donkey? Applause before I'm starting. Yeah, exactly. Sancha Pancha, and who is next to him? Don Quixote. Exactly. Don Quixote and Sancho Panza together fighting the windmills. So, and I was really wondering why, when I was here, like, why is Don Quixote over here in like a very big statue? Because it is a Spanish story. It is a Spanish story, and I mean, in the Netherlands we have windmills, even some in Belgium, but he was fighting against the windmills in Spain, and not really uh, the Don Quixote. Don Quixote. I know, Diane. I have to work on my Spanish. I'm working on it. No, but it's my name, by the way, is Stefan. I'm a guide most of the times in Amsterdam, but also in the rest of the Netherlands and sometimes in Belgium. And the last, yeah, yesterday, today, and tomorrow, I am in Brussels and around Brussels. And today, I'm gonna take you through Brussels for the flower festival and also for the flower carpet. And you could see already a little in the introduction, and I want to take you in the coming 40 minutes, something like that. It is quite busy. I'm going to show you several parts. I will also tell some Brussels history of what I know. I mean, I'm not originally from here. I'm also not speaking the language because Belgium has two languages. Part of Belgium or part of Belgium is speaking Dutch. That's the northern part mainly, and a big part is speaking also French. And although Brussels is exactly in the middle, it is more French speaking than Dutch speaking. So I really, when I came here this morning, yesterday I was still in Leuven, and in Leuven everyone is speaking Dutch, and then over here it is going to French. So, are you eating mules? No, 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 no. I'm not. I'm not really a big fan of it. So, but let's start the tour. Yeah, and I want to show you on the wall behind me. I can show you that one moment. I'm just not gonna show my face anymore while we're here on a beautiful square, by the way. Um, but look what we have on the wall at the back. You can maybe see it. There's a parking garage, by the way, under here. But we have little bird houses over here in different sizes. I mean, the one here at the right side, that's really a villa, I think, for a bird. And the other ones are just small, normal houses. Thank you, Anne. That is appreciated. A little early, but I always appreciate it. Duplex, exactly. So, and a nice idea. Yeah, of course, it is a nice idea. And to finish my story, why is Don Quixote standing over here on his, and welcome by the people that are just joining. Why is he standing over here on his horse fighting the windmills? That is because the area where we are over here is Plaza de Espana. So Spain Square, or uh, España, d'España in French, I have to say. So I'm immediately doing it in Spanish, Plaza, but it's d'España. Or at the Spanjeplein, you can also call it like that. So, and from here, we're gonna walk all the way to the big tower that we see over there. By the way, there's also another beautiful, a beautiful statue over here on the side. And I don't know if one of you is recognizing this man. If you're maybe a little into classical music, you can recognize him. If not, I can also help. There's nothing, it's not related to Spain, but this is the Hungarian composer Béla Bartók. So, together with Franz Liszt, one of the most important composers from Hungary, and there's I think a really beautiful statue that they placed from him over here. Bartók, exactly. This is Bartók. If you Google him, then you see like, oh yeah, I recognize this man. Okay. Someone was asking. I forgot. I saw not the name anymore, but what is my native language? My native language is Dutch. So my native language is Dutch, and then, of course, my second language English, and I also I'm speaking a little French and a little German. So okay, and I understand Flemish, yeah, because Flemish is Dutch. It is just a little variation, but it's basically the same language because for a very long time, the Netherlands and Belgium have been one country, and that's also what I always said. Like, okay, people were asking me to travel to other locations, and I was thinking, okay, I can do the areas around the Netherlands and even more Belgium because for a very long time, Belgium and the Netherlands were part of the same country. And only until the 1830s, the both countries are separated, or Belgium decided that they didn't want to be part of the Netherlands anymore. And since that time, it is a separate country. And it is August. It is August. It is a very warm day. It's a beautiful day, as you can see. So it is after COVID. And this is also the weekend of the flower carpet, or the tapis de fleurs in my best French, the tapis de fleurs. And that's also why you see so many people over here, because the flower carpet itself is a festival that is here every other year, so every 2 years. So that means it's now 2022. So the last one should have been in 2020. But you know what happened in 2020? We had a little crisis all over the world. because of COVID, they canceled it. And then the plan was to do it in 2021. I even made a tour last year, a year ago, to come over here to see the festival. But yeah, there was nothing. There was nothing. But because of COVID, the city was thinking we have to do something about it because people really wanted to go for the flower carpet, but it wasn't there. And then they were thinking, okay, maybe we can place flowers in a bigger part of the city to make sure that people can still enjoy the flowers. So it started as something extra or something because of COVID. And this year it's combined. So we still have all the flowers everywhere. And this is a beautiful one, isn't it? The pot, it's like a sort of a bowl, is about 2 meters in total, 2 meters wide. And yeah, they have all kind of flowers that is coming out of the bowl, and it's beautiful. And so many people, and still light. Yeah, so many people because of course it's weekend. Everyone wants to see the carpet. It's also the opening this evening. We will come there later. And it's a warm day, and it's still light, and it means it is at this moment 8:35 p.m. 8:38 to be precise. So, and sunset will be in about an hour from now. So while we're walking here, it will get little by little a little darker. But let me take you a little around first. Alsjeblieft, Sandy. Yeah, the colors are beautiful, and the colors are even more beautiful because it's the last hour before sunset, and what we sometimes call the golden hour, because everything looks like it's getting into gold. And the thing is that in the Netherlands and in Belgium, thank you, Michelle and Deborah, in the Netherlands and Belgium, that is quite unique because we have a lot more days where it is cloudy and gray than days where it is blue, like what we see today. And yeah, there's also no, thank you. And even he wants to sell me something. Tomorrow, come to my shop. His handcraft shop. Okay, and I'm now going into some of the side streets. And look already over here, talking about colorful places. Now, I think we have that over here. I'm gonna sometimes change the screen. I'm now also gonna do that to get a vertical shot so you can see it a little better. And this street is inspired by a famous flower. We're going, by the way, from the grass market into the side street, and this is a little inspired by wisteria. So you know the flower wisteria, and it looks a little like that. So, and yeah, it is not dark yet, but of course the colors of the flowers is a little less because it's getting dark already a little. Okay, I'm gonna take you around, and yes, I am today in Brussels, and Brussels is the capital of Belgium and also the biggest city. Over 2 million people are living over here. It's a very diverse city, and of course, it's not only the capital of Belgium, it's also a sort of the capital of the European Union. So all the main institutes of the European Union are over here in Brussels. So that also means that the city is very international. And when I was, for example, ordering some food earlier today, I could do that in 3 different languages. So uh, English, French, and Dutch are all spoken over here. Although French a little less. What about a golf tour? Yeah, Elizabeth, the problem is I have already so many ideas. So I have more ideas than I can do in tours, but I will write it down. I will write it down. Well, this is beautiful, isn't it? Look to the top. It is, of course, a little higher, but the street is really getting green and flowery because of all these. Let me go a little back. People are all looking at me because there's so many people. Like, what are you doing there? That is wonderful. I also love here on the side the house numbers. You see with the lantern on top, and then this is house number 17, very stylish. And then over here we have house number 19. So they really have been thinking about how to keep it, and this is little 19th century style, But it's beautiful. Okay, let's go the other way. Now, the thing is, the flowers that we see over here are not real flowers because they're hanging and they're hanging also for a longer time. But we will go to the flower carpet, and the flower carpet is completely made from real flowers. So, but that's because it's made of real flowers. That means that is only 3 days. 3 days, because after 3 days, the flowers are in such a bad condition that they cannot show it anymore. So, oh, this reminds me a little. Look at this. This reminds me a little of the tour that I did yesterday. Maybe some of you joined that. It's a little like the plague doctor. 37. Oh, it's wonderful. By the way, if you're coming to Belgium, then one of the things is Belgian fries. They are quite famous because of the Belgian fries. The Lucky Duck, yeah, that was also yesterday. That's true. There was another tour, by the way. It's not the tour with the plague doctor. Doing too many these days. But you can see all these people on the street because it's such a beautiful day. And a lot of the area where we are in right now is all part of the old city center, with a mix of houses uh, from the 15th to the 20th century. So there has been a lot of war and bombings and everything. So it is a complete mix of things. But over here, at the right side, and yes, Sandy, you're completely right. These are Belgian fries. That's something completely different from French fries. Never say to someone in Belgium that never order French fries because they will not like you. They will really not like you. And there, what is the difference? The difference is that French fries are very thin, while Dutch or Belgian fries are a lot thicker. A lot thicker. You taste the potato a lot more. They are not completely cooked inside, so it is. I really prefer it. But look how beautiful this is already. Over here we have a sort of a flower bowls hanging. So, and the flower carpet, we're very nearby. The flower carpet is nearby the tower that we see over there, the tower from the city hall. We will go there, don't worry. But I also want to show you a little the sides, streets. This is, by the way, we're now walking over the old Kaas market. And the Kaas market, that is the cheese market. I really love this, by the way. This is a lot better than the music that I'm sometimes using. Just on the street, you can play some piano. For Elise. Yes, for Elise. Oh, now he made a little mistake, but okay, let's go on. I love it when we have all this music everywhere. So, do I play piano? No, no. I can play Père Jacques or Father Jacob or Father Jacob, I think, in English. That's all. That's all. Not more than that. My brother can play piano, but I started late. But look how beautiful it is over here. Look also how bizarre busy it is over here. So what used to be the cheese market is now more the meat market of human meat that we can find over here on all the sides. Even more with these temperatures, you see a lot more human meat. Uh, no, but this is more the place where you can have all kind of food, from the fries to all kind of other things. And of course, a lot of Belgian beers. Don't forget the Belgian beers because there are a lot of good ones. So, okay, oh, wait. You see over there, there are a lot more beautiful flowers hanging. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take you here to the right, and at the right we have the famous market, the famous grote markt. That's Dutch for the grand market or the big market, because it was the biggest one, and it is one of the most beautiful. Maybe it is the most beautiful market that I've ever seen. So, and maybe also that you have ever seen, and even it is now the golden hour, so the houses will be even more golden than than the rest of the day. So in the combination of the light now and the gold they used, whoop, to build them, it is quite busy over here, and you can imagine that if you see how beautiful it is over here. Welcome on the big market, on the grote markt in Brussels. UNESCO since 1999. You can maybe also imagine why this is so heavily protected, with everywhere beautiful things, beautiful places around us. So just look at the color again. Say hi to Mannequin Piscine, to Mannequin Peace. Now, I don't think we will go there today. It is not that far away, but that will be for another time, or for another tour when I'm telling you a little more about Brussels. So, okay, let me give you a little feeling when we're going around. And yes, so many people, and I will soon show you why that is. So, all these beautiful houses on the side, and then over here we have the city hall. And some of you were with me yesterday in Leuven, and you uh, they were in Leuven. You've seen how beautiful the city hall over there was. And this city hall over here is from about the same time. It's a little older, so you can easily see how all these cities in Belgium inspired each other. So, and over here, yeah, this is of course the masterpiece. This city hall from the 15th century. So, and it's beautiful, isn't it? And then, by the way, a very Gothic building, the style of the 15th and 16th century. And then all the buildings around, for example, the one here at the left, and also the ones here at the right. And Elisabetta, Leuven is Louvain, yes, or Leuven. And then over here you see more of these houses of the guilds of Brussels, and the style is completely different. If you know something about architecture, then you recognize this style as a more Baroque buildings, while the building here at the site, the city hall, is completely Gothical style. And the same goes for the building there at the other side, the Palais du Roi. So that is the palace of the king. That's also made in the Gothic style. And yeah, from when these houses are, that's always an interesting question. You can sometimes see it. So, for example, over here they just placed it on the site. So 1697. So at the end of the 17th century. And that is with a lot of the houses are from the end of the 17th century. And the two big buildings are from the 15th century. So they are a lot older than the rest. But there's one thing that's important to know, that at the start of the 17th century, while the two big buildings were already there, that the French attacked the city of Brussels, to be precise, in 1695. So, and they destroyed a lot. They destroyed a lot of the buildings. So that's why, for example, the building over here is from 1697. So the original one is destroyed, and they rebuilt it later. So thank you, Elisabetta. But why are there so many people over here? So I can now gonna show you, and that is because of what we have over here in the middle. Look at this. I just wanted to wait a little before before I'm showing, I finally can also be nearby. This is, sorry, this is the famous flower carpet. So what we see over here on the Grote Markt, on the big marketplace, there are, and I'm just gonna show you again in another shot, in a vertical Adam shot. One moment, so you have it a little better. The combination. So the square itself is about 120 by 40 meters. And in the middle, they make this carpet every other year, so every 2 years. And it is completely made. And I'm just going a little around and then going to a normal view again. Sorry for all your necks, but this is a little easier and better. And then together with the beautiful city hall on the side with the high tower. So okay, I'm just getting back and look also at the sky. So no, every 2 years they are making this carpet, and they started. This is the 22nd time that they're doing this, and they're making this. And I think I can also show you that if I'm getting a little more closer, then you can see that literally it is all made from flowers. It's all flowers, 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 flowers until the end, completely until the end. About 400,000 flowers in total have been used to make this. And how that's going, every year there is a theme, you're right, every year there's a theme, and there's, of course, a beautiful design that they make, and they're not planted. No, they're not planted. So that's also why it's only 3 days, because after 3 days the quality is going down so fast. So they're all cut, and maybe some of you can also recognize them. So I'm just gonna show again, zoom in a little. Do you recognize? And they're, by the way, different ones, but the most of the flowers, uh, most of the flowers are begonias. So, and it's a lot of work. There are also some dahlias for sure. You saw some dahlias here at the start, but the main flower that they're using, or the petals of the main flower, is from the begonia. 400,000, and they started making this in the morning. Early this morning, around 9 o'clock. Around 9 o'clock, it was already 27 degrees. They started making, and it, and about 100 volunteers, and it took them in total about um, 6 hours to finish this. And yeah, the next time is in 2024. So we have to wait 2 years. So all of us had to wait another year, because the plan was to do this last year already on Hego. But yeah, okay, we had to wait a little. And then over here on the side, you can see there is a part of the coat of arms or the symbol of Brussels. And I don't know if you can recognize it. What we see over here, we see a person with a sword, and the person is standing on a demon or on a dragon or something like that. So who is this person? It's not St. George, no. It is, it is, I think it's St. Michael. It's St. Michael, and but it's beautiful. And the one is, no, it doesn't matter. And we can also see the same symbol on top of the spire over there. So the spire, or the tower, is about 96 meters high, 315 feet. And on top there is a very big St. Michael. You can see him over there. And again, also, it is a little hard to see, but you see the sword in his right hand, and at his feet there's a daemon laying. And hi Dana, welcome also. Thank you Margaret and Hayward. It's good to have Brazil today in the tour. All the way, it's Brazilian temperatures. And Michelle, I was just saying about 100 volunteers were making it, and it almost took them 6 hours today. So, and yeah, every time there is a different one, and I can also show you, this is the, this is the good one. This is the full design. I'm now placing it in the picture. So it's the full design, and this is the 22nd time, and it's getting back to the year 1971. 1971, there was the first one ever. So, and since that time, 22 times, there's also another time when a year was missing, but this is the full design. So, sadly enough, I couldn't hire a helicopter today for you. Maybe next in 2 years from now, then we can see it from above. No, what I will do tomorrow, because tomorrow around, yeah, it's a little earlier on the day, but then I have a ticket to get inside the city hall and to see it from over there, where you see all these people standing. That will be tomorrow. So then you will see it a little more from the top, but it's still not, of course, a helicopter shot. But it's beautiful, isn't it? And yeah, so the full design, it is based on Brussels, but it's also based on the original design that was from 1971. So what they did is basically they reused they reused the old design of 1971 and made it again. So uh, and what happened here earlier today, when all these 100 volunteers were walking, I'm just going to walk a little to the next location so some other people can look. And you can also see over here, it's just the first row, so it's busy. It's also because this is the first day, it's the opening night, so there are more people over here. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Coralie. Really appreciate it. Um, No, but they, because they wanted to celebrate, that is now the 22nd time, that's 49 years ago that they had for the first time the flower carpet. And that's why they did a reproduction of that time. That's why you're seeing 1971 to 2022 on the site. And also look at the colors of the buildings. Thank you, Corinne. So in about 2 hours from now, when it's dark, there will be a light show. There will be a light show here on the square, and I will be there with this light show. But at the time of the light show, most probably I can just only stay in one location, and I cannot walk around anymore. So at that moment, I will just stay in one location, and then we'll look at the flowers, see the light show. Thank you, Pam, Anita, Diane. Sorry if I'm missing you sometimes. No, and then we will see it all from one location, and then I can so only not walk around. That's why I wanted to do an extra tour, just to show you also some other perspectives of the square. And then over here, I said it already, they started lighting it. We have the Palais du Roi, so the Palace of the King. But the people in Brussels are not calling it the the Palace of the King. No, they're calling it the Bread House. Thank you, John, and thank you, Beth. They're calling it the Bread House. And why are they calling it the Bread House? I mean, you're a king and then you're living in the Bread House. No, that's really bad, isn't it? No, because originally on this location, this is the marketplace. This is the place where people were trading all kind of stuff for generations and generations. We have to go back to the 12th century for the first market that was over here. So this was the heart of Brussels. Here is it where everything was happening. Thank you, Irene and Doreen. And people from all over the city and all over the country even were coming over here to trade. And um, one of the things that they were trading was, of course, bread, and that was on this location. But the interesting thing is that the cities in the Netherlands and also in Belgium at that time became, thank you, Sandy and Margaret, became very powerful. So they became so powerful that the kings at that time, and the king was the Duke of Brabant at that time. He was still powerful, but mainly outside of Antwerp and outside of the other cities. But he was powerful enough to say, like, okay, uh, the local government over here built this beautiful city hall, but we want something else because, of course, we as the Duke, we are also as the kings, we are also very powerful. So they bought the original bread place. They bought the bread place and they placed their own castle over there, and that's why even nowadays, we're still calling it het broodhuis or bread house and not the palace of the king. And look over here. Just a little further in the middle, you can see that some of the flowers are a little higher. Yeah, the next one is in about an hour, I think. So that's also why it's getting busier and busier. So, but I was saying already that this location was the place where the market was. So the market, people from the market were trading all kind of things. And what happens, and it was not only here in Amsterdam, but also in other cities in this area, is that almost every profession had its own guild. And these guilds, they were the people doing the same, having the same profession, working together, making deals. And yeah, I mean here in Brussels, but the same happened in Amsterdam, in Antwerp. So the system of the guilds was quite popular in medieval Europe, and of course it started in medieval Europe. So basically, all these professions were making a monopoly to all work together and to decide about prices. So nothing is new. Even in these times, we already had monopolies. And these guilds, they were also, of course, negotiating. They were negotiating about deals with traders from other cities. And they were doing that in the houses that we see around the market. Thank you, Diane. So they're doing that in the houses around. So what we see, almost all the houses around were guild houses. So here on the side, for example, we have the guild house of the butchers, and next to it there's a beautiful one over there where we see someone is on a horse on the top. That is the guild house of the brewers of Brussels. So also in the building, you can find some paintings of hops in gold, of course. So they were showing how rich they were. So thank you, Jim. I'm just gonna get back to the carpet. Let's see. I have to wait a little till someone is making space. Uh, yeah, it is beautiful, isn't it? It's good that I have my gimbal, so I am a little higher. I'm a little higher. So, and look at this. So here we are again. Look how beautiful from this side. So we're a little more in the middle right now, but it's amazing. And what I said before, 400,000 flowers in total, mainly begonia, but also some other flowers are used. And yeah, this is it's wonderful, isn't it? And every year, by the way, the design is different. So this year, yeah, we see this design, and not every year, every other year, the design is different. So, and just to give you an idea, uh, over here we have the design of 2018. So that was the last time before. And yeah, there are some potted flowers here in the middle, as you can see. Maybe it's a little higher. I really love the one of 2018. It looks like a sun with, if you're opening the picture on my screen, it's very tiny, but it looks like a sun with eyes. But if you look very carefully, then you can see that it's a bird in the middle. So, uh, yeah, and the flowers are specially grown for this. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And yeah, it's only for 3 days because after 3 days, you can imagine these are fresh flowers. And even more today or the last days, we really have a heat wave now in Brussels. Not only in Brussels, half of Europe. So that means it's even going faster. And it would be a nice carpet. Yeah, that's true. That's true. If you want a carpet, I don't know if you have the space in your house for a carpet like this. I personally don't have a living room of 75 meters to fit this, but okay, maybe some of you have. Let me also show you another one. It is a Japanese designed one. So this is from I think 2014, if I'm right. So vacuuming this, yeah, I think you have to vacuum 6 days per week. So, but it's beautiful, isn't it? And also so many people that are over here. So, and what I'm gonna do is the next tour that will start in I think about an hour. Then it's dark, so we'll have a light show here on the photo market, on the big market, and it is sort of the opening, and then the next 2 days you can visit it. And because I want to do this again, and also at daytime when the sun is really on top of the flowers, because earlier today when the sun was there it was crazy hot, but it's also beautiful, so beautiful with all these yellows and greens and reds and purples. You can maybe imagine that it's really sticking out then with the sun on top. It's amazingly beautiful. So, and I know, Tom. I will. I'm 7 more minutes, and then I'm going to that location. I have a location already in mind, and I will find it. Um, Now I forgot another thing that I wanted to say. I don't know anymore. But tomorrow I will be over there. So that is at least 5 meters. What is it? 6, 7 meters higher than the rest. So I hope you enjoy the pictures already from this very colorful, really colorful place. And I really love it in a combination with all these golden houses, isn't it? Thank you, Lee. Yeah, it was hard to get tickets. Yeah, and originally, okay, yesterday I was in Leuven. Originally, 8 months ago, when they were saying like, okay, next, because last year because of COVID it was cancelled, and then about 8 months ago they were saying like, yeah, these days in August it will be, and originally they were naming that it was starting on Thursday, but then I found out about 2 months ago that they were starting on Friday and not on Thursday anymore. So I had to change. So that also means that some of the tickets for Friday for tonight were already sold out. So I'm so that's why I'm coming tomorrow again. But I have a nice place where I can show you. Don't worry about that. And yes, there's also a webcam that's also a little higher where you can where you can see it. And yes, next year a drone or a helicopter or something like that. In 2 years from now. Thank you, Andrea. That is appreciated. And yeah, and earlier today they were of course making this. It took them 6 hours in total, 100 people, and it looked like I don't know the English name for it, but I think you most of you have done it one day. That you have a page, a paper, and then it's filled with different paint. Thank you, Sarai. Paint by numbers. Paint by numbers. It was like an enormous paint by numbers with different numbers and C and two C and all that kind of things. And all these people were placing the right colors in the right location. So thank you, Alice, and thank you, Viola, also for the tips. Let me go slowly back. Oh, sorry. And there are only photo shoots over here from everyone. Look how beautiful this is. And also, you can imagine that this square is already beautiful even without the flowers. And the interesting thing is, and it is not even that long ago, that until 1990, this place over here, thank you, Catherine and Noreen. No, this place over here until the 90s, 1991 to be precise, was used as a car park. So I found an article in a British newspaper where they were talking about Brussels. Was an article about 1971, the first year of the flower carpet, where they were saying, "Oh, this is the most beautiful car parking in the world." So, but it's good that they finally made a decision to change that. And I even have a picture of that. Let me show you that. This is how the Grote Markt. You can recognize the building just behind me now, the bread house or the. See all these cars standing over here. It was a car park over here because it was in the middle of the time of the car in the middle of the city. So it is really good that finally, after a lot of pressure, that finally in the 1990s they decided to make this whole area over here a pedestrian area. So that's how I remember it. Oh, yeah, it's interesting because this happened in a lot of European places, and Brussels was quite late because I can show you the same type of pictures from several other European cities, also from Amsterdam, from squares, although we don't have a lot of squares in Amsterdam, but we have some, where they also were using it just as car parks. And yeah, so they finally decided, after more and more pressure, to make it car free, to have just a big pedestrian area, and that's why what it is right now. So, and yes, for sure, we need more pedestrian areas in every country. I completely agree to that. So I can tell you more in some tours about Amsterdam, because Amsterdam is one of the cities where we're doing almost the most on making the city car free. But that's another tour. So yeah, there's now also a carpet of people. That's true. That's true. Do you want to see the carpet of people? Wait, oh, sorry for the fast movement. So at the left side, we see the flowers. At the right side, we see the beautiful pattern of the carpet of people, Ambi. So, vacuum then, yeah. I only don't think there are 400,000. That would be too much. But there are a lot. There are a lot of people. Okay. I'm giving you some last shots, and then I'm gonna charge my phone and make my way to a good location with a good view, so I can show a little more from over there with the light show and everything. So wait, thank you, Tessa. So thank you for joining me today. I'm gonna get find a place. As you can see, it's already getting dark. Thank you for all the nice words, for all the tips already. Well, that's the only way how I can keep on doing these type of tours, because of course Brussels is about 3 hours away from Amsterdam. So that's also why it was combining it with Leuven. And by the way, tomorrow I will. So there is first a tour with the official opening that will be in about an hour from now. That's the first one. Then tomorrow at 2 p.m. my time. I know if you're looking from the US, that will be very early, but that was the only time that there were tickets available. I will do a tour from the balcony over there. Please, for all the people that can join, take a lot of postcards. Thank you, Evelyn. Um, and then later tomorrow, I'm going to do a completely different tour, because after 3 flower tours, I always want something a little more serious. So then I'm going to the city, or the village nearby, called Waterloo. Waterloo is no, and Michelle is working. She has to work, so she couldn't join. This is just me on a working trip on my own. No, but then I'm going to Waterloo, and I'm going to show you the place where Napoleon Bonaparte was defeated in 1815. So that will be a completely different tour. But if you're interested a little more in war history and seeing the fields, but also there are several things that are reminding of the big fight that was over there. So that will be tomorrow. Yeah, it's not completely a war tour. It's more a memorial tour. But yeah, it's at least different from a flower tour. So, but let me end this tour with little flowers. So some, they even have some on the side. So you almost don't see it anymore. Also over here, by the way, look at this. So next to the lantern, they also place flowers. It's very subtle but beautiful way of showing. So thank you again. Thank you, Ken. Yeah, yeah. And tomorrow it will be Waterloo. Thank you. Bye bye. And hopefully that I will see some of you in an hour from now with the light and music show. Bye bye.